Hello and welcome to today's science lesson. So first of all, guys, can we all turn to wave and say a big hello to our friends on camera?
Hello.
And we'll begin by doing our meditation sequence. So I will sit down, take 2 fingers, find our heart center, left hand on our lap, and close our eyes. And when you're ready, guys, you can open your eyes and come back to the room. Okay? Next, we'll do our stretching sequence. So let's all stand up and push in our chairs. And let's begin by stretching up high. High to the sky. And then let's go down low, touch our toes. This time, let's go back up high. And this time, can we go tippy toe high? And then back down to touch our toes. Now stand up straight, hands on hips. Let's have a wiggle. Stop. Have another wiggle. Stop. Forwards, backwards, forwards, backwards. Stop. Round and round. Round and round. Round and stop. And now back the other way. Round and round the other way. Excellent, guys. Round and round the other way. And stop. And now, to finish, we'll shake it all out. Shake it all out. Shake it all out. Excellent, guys. Have a seat. In the last lesson, we learned about something that we talk about when we describe life. Can anybody remember what type of things we call that have life?
Living things.
Excellent. Well remembered, guys. Living things. So let's write that phrase on the board first. How do we spell living?
Living.
Excellent. Living. And the second word, things.
Things.
Excellent. All together, guys, living things.
Living things.
Okay, so who has some examples to tell me about living things? Can you raise your hand? Preo, can you tell me a living thing? Cat. Excellent. A cat is a living thing. How do we spell cat, Preo? C-A-T. So what we're going to do now is we'll have an exercise together. Let's see if we can get 10 different living things. So who's next? 3. Excellent answer. A tree is a living thing. A tree has life. So how do we spell tree?
T-O-E.
Excellent. So that's 2. Let's see. Nadia. Dog. Is a dog a living thing? Yes, of course it is. How do we spell dog? D-O-G. Bang on. Bird. Excellent. Bird is a living thing. How do we spell bird?
B-I-R-D.
Very good. And now we'll ask down. Butterfly. Butterfly is a living thing too. How do we spell butterfly? T-E-R-F-L-Y. Okay, so far we have 5 living things. We have cat, tree, dog, bird, butterfly. All of these things have life, so we call them living things. So now let's get 5 more. Who's next? Dolphin. Excellent. Dolphin is a living thing. How do we spell dolphin? D-O-L-P-H-I-N. Dolphin. Do you have a living thing for me? Butterfly we have already. Shark. Excellent. We have dolphin, and now we have shark. How do we spell shark, guys? K. Okay, so we have 3 to go. Who hasn't said yet? Pat, have you gave me a living thing yet? Can you give me an animal? Ant. Excellent. N-T. A-N-T. Ant. Okay, who's next? Ned, can you give me an example of a living thing? Monkey. Excellent answer. How do we spell monkey, guys? K-E-Y. Okay, so that's 9 living things now. For the final living thing, let's have a look in this room. What can we see? Students, teacher, we are people. Are people living things? Yes. So we can put people too. P-E-O-P-L-E. Excellent, guys. Well done. So let's practice speaking all together one more time. Ready? Cat.
Cat.
Tree.
Tree.
Dog.
Dog.
Bird.
Birds.
Butterfly.
Butterfly.
Dolphin.
Dolphin.
Shark.
Shark.
Ant.
Ant.
Monkey.
Monkey.
People.
People.
Excellent, guys. Round of applause. Well done. Going to move on to look at today. In today's lesson is all of these living things, they all need a place to stay. After we finish school today, where will we go? We go home. People will go home. But all of these animals, they all need homes too. But they don't live in houses. People live in houses. All of the other animals have different types of homes. Now, can anybody think of the name that we give to homes for animals? It's a generic term. It's a group term. We haven't used it yet, so we can use it together. Ready? Habitat.
Habitat.
Yes, we spell habitat H-A-B-I-T-A-T. Habitat.
Habitat.
The place where a living thing lives is what we call a habitat. Humans or people live in a home. And what we're going to do now is we're going to take a look at a PowerPoint presentation so that we can learn about the different habitats for the different living things. So now, guys, let's all turn our chairs to have a look at the TV screen. So now, let's take a look at the PowerPoint presentation entitled Living Things and Their Habitats. And remember, guys, habitat is the place where something lives. So let's take a look. Our planet is full of many different living things, like we just found out on our board exercise. So what can you see in this picture here? Bird. Then we have dog. And we have fish. Bird, dog, fish are three examples of living things. The place where something lives is called its habitat. Yes, and there are many different types of habitat too. In this picture, what can you see? Home or house. Where we live, people. People will live in houses. But how about this picture? Is this a house? No. What's this picture? Water or ocean. Many different living things live in the ocean. Can we remember? Dolphin, shark, butterfly. Butterfly live in the ocean? No. Octopus, another good one. Octopus lives in the ocean. So here we have house. Ocean. Two examples of habitats. So let's take another look now. There are many different types of habitat. Okay. Who can guess or who knows what's in this picture? It's a beehive. So can anyone guess what lives in a beehive? Bees, yes. And the second picture? This is the habitat called a web. This is a web. What lives in a web? Spider. So we can say the web is the habitat of the spider. Well done, guys. Okay, first habitat. Houses. Can anybody guess what type of living thing lives in houses? Really? People? Let's see. Yes, people or humans. We can say humans live in houses. And where do you think, what country is this house from? Do you see houses like this in Thailand? Yes. This is a house in Thailand. And you notice it's a house on stilts. Because in the rainy season, the water comes high. So the houses need to be high up too. So one more time, guys. Humans live in houses. Next one. Webs. Can anybody remember what lives in a web? Spider. Not Spider-Man. Spiders. So we can say spiders live in webs. Excellent. Next habitat. Nests. Can we say that again? Nests. What living thing lives in nests? Excellent answer. How do we spell birds again? B-I-R-D-S. Birds live in nests. Yes, you can see the picture here. Here are the baby birds, or the chicks. And the mummy bird is bringing them some food. So one more time, birds live in nests. Excellent. How about this word? Desert. How do you know it's the desert? Can you see any water? No. What can you see? Sand. Desert is just lots of sand. Now, any ideas? What type of living thing lives in the desert? Excellent answer. Camels live in the desert. Very good answer. You know it's a camel because camel has a hump on its back. So one more time. Camels live in the desert. Very good. Now, jungle. Now, many different living things live in the jungle. But does anybody know what is the king of the jungle? What animal do we call king of the jungle? Excellent answer. So what can we say? Lions live in the jungle. And be careful, this lion is moving. So one more time. Lions live in the jungle. How about ponds? Can we say pond? Yes. What type of animals or living thing live in a pond? Very good answers, guys. Frogs live in a pond. How many frogs can you see? 3. Where do they live? In a pond. And sometimes you see them here on these leaves. Do you know what these leaves are called? Lily pads. Yes, frogs can go into water or they can come out of water. They are amphibious. And when they want to be out of water, they can relax on the lily pad. Okay. Ocean. Now we have many different things that can live in the ocean too. Who can give me a good example? How about Chu? Chu, you said earlier, what example did you give me in the ocean? Shark. Let's see. Yes. Sharks live in the ocean. You can see here the shark. Can the shark live on land? No. The shark has to be in the ocean. And final habitat. Cave. Yes. Cave or caves. Now, final living thing. Can anybody tell me what type of living thing lives in a cave? Bats. Really? Have you been to a cave and seen the bats? How about like this picture? You see all the bats. And you see the bats are on the roof of the cave. They sleep upside down. So altogether, bats live in a cave. Excellent, guys. Now what we're going to do is we'll run through one more time and practice speaking. So ready? Humans live in houses. Spiders live in webs. Birds live in nests.
Live in nests.
Camels
Camel.
live in the desert.
Live in the desert.
Lions
Lion.
live in the jungle.
Live in the jungle.
Frogs
Frog.
live in a pond.
Live in a pond.
Okay, and now it's time for our stretch sequence. So let's everybody stand up and push in our chairs. And for this stretch activity, we're going to play a game of Teacher Says. So if you hear Teacher Says, you can do. If Teacher doesn't say, don't do. Touch your toes. Touch your head. Teacher says, put your hands on your hips. Teacher says, touch your toes. Teacher says, stand up straight. Touch your toes. Teacher says, turn around. Teacher says, turn back the other way. Raise your hands. Very good. Clap your hands. Teacher says, clap your hands 3 times. Well, teacher says, 3 star jumps. 1, 2, 3. Teacher says, let's go down into a ball. Teacher says, jump. Excellent. Teacher says, sit down. Excellent, guys, well done. And now it's time for our flashcards activity. So first of all, we'll have a look at our flashcards. So can you tell me, guys, all of the different things we see on our flashcards? We have people, houses or house. Next we have birds, nest, monkey, jungle. Remember, monkey and jungle. Ocean, spider, fish, web, and back to people again. So what we have now for this activity is we have flashcards. We have 8 different living things and we have 8 habitats. What we're going to do now is divide your students into pairs or groups of 3, depending on the number of students. And what our students need to do in their pairs or in their groups is match the correct living thing with the correct habitat. And what they need to do is write the correct word on each of the flashcards too. So in my class, I have 9 students. So what we'll do is we'll have 3 groups of 2 and 1 group of 3. So the flashcards will go as follows. We will have Chu and Lakau.
Thank you.
Okay, but don't play yet. I'll tell you when we're ready to play. And then we'll have Pat and Preo. They're your flashcards. And we'll have Net and we'll have Pak Boom. You're welcome. And finally, our 3 students here, Dan, Bangpon, and Nadia. So what we need to do is when we're ready, guys, turn over our flashcards. Not yet. When teacher says ready, turn over our flashcards, put them in the correct pairs, but also write the correct word for each living thing and habitat. Don't worry so much about spelling. I will come and check your spelling. And then when you're finished, you can raise your hand and we can check the answers. So are you ready to play? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Turn them over. Okay. Remember, guys, first thing is to put the habitats and the living things together. Ocean. Okay. O, C, E, A, N. Okay. O, C, E, A, N. Excellent. So which living thing lives in the ocean? What's this? Web. W, E, B. Okay, so we have people and house. H, O, U, S, H, H, O, W, E, B. Yes, web. Spider, S, P, I, D, E, R. Monkey, M, O. You can see there, monkey. And when anybody's finished, guys, you can let me know. Jungle. Do we have J? J. U. N. G. L. E. Fish. How do we spell fish, guys? F. I. S. H. Fish. Next. N. E. S. T. Spider. S. P. I. D. E. R. Jungle. J. U. N. G. L. E. Nest. N. E. S. T. What living thing lives in the nest? Birds. Okay, so remember, guys, when you have the words, match your habitat with your living things. So spider, web, very good. So they match. O, C, E, A, N. Ocean. House. H, O, U, S, E. Okay, so we've got one group finished, guys. Anybody still working? Finished? Finished. Ocean, N, O, C, E, A, N. Nest, N, E, S, T. Okay, guys, are we ready? Okay, so let's see, living things. Can anybody tell me, where does a spider live? Spider lives in a web. And then how about a fish? Fish lives in the ocean. How about monkey? Monkey lives in the jungle. Next one, humans, people. Where do we live? People live in a home. Excellent. And next we have birds. Birds live in a nest. Any more, guys? No? Okay, so big round of applause. That was excellent. And now it's time for our worksheet activity. So teachers, what you'll need to do is print off enough worksheets for the students in your class. Each student will get one worksheet because for this activity, they have to work by themselves. And as you can see, we have a word box. Inside the word box are 8 different types of habitat. And there are 8 sentences. So what our students need to do is to read each of the sentences and complete it with the correct habitat from the word box. For example, guys, number 1, a spider lives in a web. Excellent. So we take the word web, we can cross it out the word box, and we write it in the space. And then we'll move on to number 2, okay? So teachers, for this activity, give our students around 15 minutes. Should be more than enough time. And once everybody is finished, remember to have everybody practice speaking together. So Nadia, this is for you. Ned, you're welcome. Bakbong, Preu, you're welcome. Pat, for you. Black cow. And Chu.
Thank you.
So remember, guys, first thing, write our names on top of the worksheet and then work through the sentences. Anything you're not sure about, let me know. I can help you. So first one, a spider lives in a web. How do we spell web? B. W-E-B. Excellent. And then number 2, humans, people, where do we live? Houses or home. So take the word houses and fill in number 2 with the correct words in the blank. Excellent. Well done, Pakbong. Net, very good. A spider lives in a web. Yes, and where do we live? Humans live in a house. And then number 3, the shark. Where does the shark chew? Where does the shark live? Shark lives in a ocean, in the sea. Remember, living things are the animals, and the habitat is the place where they live. Okay, bats. Can anybody remember from the PowerPoint, where do the bats live? Cave. Okay, so can we see the word cave? Not that one. Cave begins C. A. Bats live in a cave. Finished. Okay. So number 4, too. Where do birds live? Where will we find birds? Sorry, bats is number 4. Bats live in a cave. Excellent. Excellent, Bang. Ready, guys? So now that everybody has finished, we can practice speaking together. Ready? Number 1, a spider lives in a... Where does the spider live? In a web. Very good. Number 2, humans live in a house. Excellent. People or humans live in houses. Number 3, sharks live in the ocean. Very good. Number 4, bats live in a cave. Okay, all together, bats live in a cave. Number 5, a frog lives in a pond. Number 6, camels desert. And number 7, birds live in a nest. Very good. And the final one, jungle. Excellent, guys. That was very well done. Round of applause. So remember our key vocabulary for this lesson: living things, animals or humans that have life. And what do we call the place again where living things live? Habitat. Okay? The place where a living thing lives is called a habitat. Excellent, guys. That was really good. So one more round of applause. And that brings us to the end of today's lesson. So we hope you've enjoyed it, found it interesting, and we'll see you again soon for the next lesson. Can we all turn to wave and say goodbye, guys? Goodbye. Bye-bye. See you again soon.